This video and this content are protected by and operate underneath the guides of the Fair Use Act.
That girl Henny, y'all gotta go to her channel.
The girl Henny, do you know who she is?
She a blogger or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where did this lady come from?
Right on your ass.
She on your life, G.
Shout out to Henny over there.
All right, what's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? As a reminder, this video operates underneath the guides of the Fair Use Act. But if you are new to this channel, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell, select all so that you get notified whenever I do a video. All right, so now we know that Chrisean has been to court today, and this proceeding moved rather quickly, if you ask me, because her court date time was for 10:30 this morning. However, right now, Chrisean's court case has been moved. It is on a continuance until November 8th of 2024 at 10:30 a.m. in Oklahoma. So what does this mean for Chrisean? This means that Chrisean will still remain in Oklahoma, more than likely, because that's where she has been. I find it very funny that certain people that claim they don't like her are able to get to this information. They are fans. It's a fan. It's a whole fan. All right. So let me go ahead and let me do this, because we're going to do a couple of things this morning, because I have been pulling stuff and we're going to make this a 2-part live. So we're going to discuss this. I think that they are postponing. I don't know what the reason is or who postponed it. More than likely, Chrisean's team did postpone this again. But remember, her lawyer did withdraw. So there is more than likely a new lawyer on the case. Oh, actually, no. It says attorney Mac Martin was available via phone. So he's still on the case, even though there was a withdrawal. So that's good to see that he's still here. But I'm curious to know what the outcome is going to be. I believe that she actually may end up being reinstated. We're going to have to keep watching to see how this is going to play out. But I wanted to come live and let you guys know as soon as we get information in the form of the PDF from the court, I will be sure to give that information out to you as well. But for now, I know we were going over the James Wright case, okay, before all of this happened. And this was a good segue for us to be able to get back into that information, because there's a lot of kerfuffle that has been going on. People have had a lot of things to say. I am going to leave this up on the screen as I introduce the next portion of programming that we're going to get into. Okay. But there's been a lot of kerfuffle and rumblings and a lot of nasty little comments that are going to be made down in the comment section after this video. But there were a lot of nasty little comments that were being made when we did the answer to the James Wright case, right? A lot of people were not happy with the fact that, Chrisean basically did give a standard, I deny these charges. And there were things that were said in that case docket that basically was saying that there's not enough proof. I was saying that the story was ever evolving. People did not want to listen to me, but y'all know how your girl does, right? Your girl is going to pull the content. Okay. And that's what I did. I pulled the content. I'm going to pull the information, and I'm going to show y'all where the story has been ever evolving from everyone involved who has spoken out publicly. This is why you should not say a word when you have potential court proceedings that are going on, or if you plan to sue someone. You should not open your mouth and say anything. Now, I am going to show y'all this. If you are on the Patreon, then you know that this is here. I moved this to Patreon a few months ago, okay? And these are the videos of everyone. I'm talking James's first night. I'm talking LaTroy. I'm talking Tamar. Okay, it's in here. The only person that I did not have was the road manager, Robert. However, you know your girl, you know your girl. You know your girl is gonna get, right? Right. So let's get into a little bit of this information because I know for all of the Henny gang that be in here, y'all want to hear it. All right, let me see. Let me get it. Right here. All right, so I have Robert here. All right. Now, I have the police report. Okay, I do have the police report. So I'm lining up my documents. If you're wondering, Henny, what is taking so long? Henny is lining up her docs. Okay, I'm lining up my docs. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into this video and let's start with LaTroy. Now, I know that everyone, I don't know. Everyone has a sour taste in their mouth when it comes to LaTroy. His delivery, everything sucked. We know that he called Chrisean out of her name and all of that, but we're accustomed to that. So let's get into this. Shout out to Straight Henny Period. Remember I told y'all it was Straight Henny Period before it became Straight Henny Media? Yeah. Well, here we go. We're going to watch this and then I will be back. I'm going to line up the rest of my documents. What's poppin', Henny gang? If you are new to the channel, please be sure to like. Okay, let's. Truths, we gonna sit back and watch them all in chronological order.
Dog, I don't even care at this point. Whoever want to get mad at me can get mad at me. Y'all gotta stop. First of all, let me tell you about this ghetto, disgusting gutter butt. I don't even want to call her a girl. First of all, she's trash. She should have never been at my show. So she come to Tamar concert, which I planned, and I will say that. Drunk with 1,000 people, smelling like weed, looking dumb. Okay, and so she makes music. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And apparently she wanted to. Now, do not get yourselves upset and in a frizzy about what he's saying. Let's go skip a little bit and let's hear the important parts of this conversation. So she called, first of all, y'all see the video. She was up there, a drunk fool. Okay? So now she caught and took your man upset because she didn't get to perform. So again, y'all saw her show her dumb ass during Love and War. She ruined the song. She ruined the concert. She ruined the moment. So then she go backstage and she is upset, okay? Because she didn't get to perform her ringtone. So she storms in Tamar's dressing room with 1,000 people, okay? And everybody's like, nobody knew you were supposed to perform a song. We didn't even know that you made music. We thought you was on Zeus. Right? So everybody's trying to. Now, we all know that that is a lie. That she was supposed to perform. That was actually on tape. That is the only piece of video that I do not have right now. But Tamar wanted Chrisean to perform. She said that in the live. So let's let him continue. Calm her down. She's in there rough, like a dungeon dragon, right? So then James is like, oh, it wasn't on purpose. Like, nobody tried to, like, shade you. We didn't know that you were supposed to sing. She like, lie again. And James like, no, nobody knew. And she hit James right in his face, chipped James' tooth. James' face is bloody. James is at the hospital right now because his nose will not stop bleeding. She's going to prison. Now, he said James was at the hospital because his nose would not stop bleeding. Put a pin in that. He also said she hit James. That's indicating one hit. All right. So let's break this down since people don't want to believe. All right. So we have Chrisean, and this is what Chrisean had to say.
Like, usually when I get invited out to perform at a show, I'll let you say, like, oh yeah, okay, you're gonna perform after this set, blah blah, like Sexy Red, Glorilla, like, not like that, but I've been brought out before and I know how it goes a certain way. I did have my team there, but it wasn't like we was in her room together. I went alone and stuff. So, yeah, y'all saw how I was on live. I was by myself. I wasn't with my team. My team was outside waiting, just waiting till, I don't know, it was time to work, you know? So that's what that happened. All this other false narrative saying this happened, she did that. I don't know what that, I don't know. I think it's just a clout chasing thing. So honestly, I have to start protecting my name when I don't know. I don't know how you step in situations like that. So it had nothing to do with Tamar. It was some other shit. Like the guy that's talking about how he put it together, he didn't put anything together, and I never talked to him. I directly talked to Tamar. She communicated that I could come out, and that was that.
So she's saying there was some other stuff going on that had nothing to do with Tamar. Now we know from seeing videos that came out after all of this that we know that they were not treating her right while she was there. We know that she did not speak to LaTroy about going there. We know that she spoke to Tamar because we saw Tamar in her comment section while she was on the live when Carlissa showed up to the house. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to James and what James had to say on the same night of the incident, mind you.
Yeah.
Now he does.
I don't know what be wrong with people. I really don't.
He does a lot of pausing in between talking.
I really don't. All I did was went to work, child. I went to work and did my job. But let me tell y'all, I love y'all. And I thank y'all for supporting me. And I just thank y'all for having my back. And y'all already know what type of person I am. And all that good stuff. And yeah.
Now, in case you haven't noticed, well, let me thank you, Xavier, for this super chat. Good morning to you as well. Phenomenal fresh start. He's down here in the corner of this video. He's over here in the corner, right underneath the S. He's there.
I would definitely. Troy. Because I got to cancel work today. I had work today. I had 2 jobs. I had to sing today and I had to cater. And I had to and Cashapp me because I missed my job today. So somebody owe me. Y'all don't. But let me put my Cashapp because I need child. I'm an independent contractor. I need Cashapp. I missed out on work today. Cashapp is pink. Sorry. Hello? What happened? I still got jokes. Let me tell you what ain't nobody gonna do. Ain't nobody gonna take my joy. Ain't nobody gonna take my praise. Ain't nobody gonna take my worship. I just did it, Troy. Ain't nobody gonna take my worship. And let me tell you the crazy thing in this whole situation. Y'all should see my fucking face.
Now, I want everybody to pay attention to what Tamar had to say.
Hey everybody, I look crazy. Let me take this off. Not that my headband looks any better, but I wasn't going to say anything out of respect for James and his trauma and what happened to him. And when I say what happened to him, he got assaulted at my show. And it was by Chrisean, but there was a lot of events that I believe were misconstrued. And so while I'm not going to set out the time and clear every little thing up for everyone, I want you to know the reason why I decided to say something.
There was a whole lot of little events that she's not going to take the time to set up and clear out. Okay? That right there. Why not? If you came live.
Number one, I care about my team. They're all of my friends, and we put this all together for the fans.
Now, she's speaking out because her team is making her feel as if she didn't care about them because she didn't speak out. All right. So now, Tamar, she proceeds to go ahead and apologize to Chrisean, and we all know that. So I'm not going to go through every single detail, every video. And honestly,
we do this, that, other. This show has been sold out for a month. I didn't have an opening act. I knew I didn't need an opening act because I knew my sister was coming in the middle of the show. And, you know, when you're in different cities, you invite different people. And Chrisean was definitely someone that I invited, someone that I actually, you know, looked at from afar as like a younger sister. She's from Baltimore. I knew that she was rowdy. You know, I didn't judge her because of that. You know, I felt for her on so many occasions. And I just felt like, oh, this was somebody I wanted to meet to, you know, possibly take under my wing because, you know, everybody knows that I don't have the best. I don't have the best pass. I'm sorry. I have a filter. I washed my face. I look crazy. Okay. You know, and in my journey of being a better person, I wanted people to, you know, accept me for the new person that I was. And the only way that they could do that is if I was given an opportunity. And so that's really all it was. I didn't call her and be like, oh, come on and perform at my show. I already knew Tony was planning to perform here at this LA show. She had sent me her number a while ago on a DM, and I reached out to her. Like I said before, like we all have, you know, Chrisean is like a little sister to all of us watching her and then watch her make mistakes. We want to help. We want to help. And this is what this Love and War tour has been about. You know, I have called several girls that I didn't know Drew Sidora. I didn't know Tiffany Evans. I didn't know any of them, really. The only person that I knew was Nivea, you know. But I wanted this tour to be about, you know, second chances and, you know, giving new opportunities. And I don't know. I didn't call Chrisean to open up for me. But when she was in my dressing room, we do a twerk off portion, right? And I was like, oh, it'd be cool if the DJ played as a vibe and you came out and did a vibe like the people, you know, Baltimore sisters. And that's really what I was thinking.
what'd she say? That she was supposed to perform. Okay. So why are you going through this, Henny? Why are you playing this, Henny? I'm going to tell you why, because I can hear people asking that question. Why are you playing this, Henny? Because when I came out and I said that Chrisean was handling her business, a lot of people had a lot of things to say. A lot of people were saying that James didn't change his story, that people didn't change their stories. There were no versions of the story that were deviated. Okay. So this is why. And then, people decide to be smart Alex and they want to put out this, the Declaration of James Wright. Okay. They want to put the declaration out. And in this declaration, they're only showing you the bills. They're only showing you the totals, the total amount of things that he's asking for. They're only showing you the ending part of how much he is suing for, right? But they're not giving you a breakdown, okay? So now let's go into this declaration. She did. I've already covered that. For those of y'all who are just coming in, Chrisean's court date is done. She did go to court, and she returns to court November 8th of 2024, okay? For those of you who are just coming in. So now, let's get back to this declaration, because this is why her attorney is saying what she's saying. So he goes over the case again. All right. He's saying that night I had been performing with Tamar and other performers during the show. There was a popular segment called Twerking. I thought it was called the Twerk Off, where audience members and performers participate in a twerking competition. Defendant Chrisean Malone, who was not scheduled to perform, became upset because she did not get to perform on the night of the show. Defendant's name was called several times. However, she never came to the stage. Pause. Her name was called, or was she not there on the side of the stage? Let's see. Let's see what he said. Okay, during a short conversation, defendant commented to plaintiff how nice he was and how different he was from everyone else at the event who had been mean to her. Defendant was crying and visibly upset, but she stated everyone was lying about her not being where she was supposed to be for her part of the performance. Plaintiff believes and based thereon alleges that defendant was misinformed about her role that evening and was only supposed to participate in the ending of the concert called the twerk portion. Tamar said twerk off, but whatever. Plaintiff believes and based therein alleges that the defendant thought she was supposed to have a larger performance. The plaintiff tried to control the defendant and confirmed to the defendant that she was not in the designated area as everyone else said because he would have seen her. Defendant became upset with the plaintiff, stated if he again said she was not where she was supposed to be, she was going to hit him. Plaintiff politely told the defendant, I promise you were not on the side of the stage. I'm reading that from this document. But that's not what we heard Tamar say. That's not what we heard Tamar say. We heard Tamar say that when they was in the dressing room, that she asked her, oh, that would be cool if you could perform It's a Vibe during the twerk off portion of the show. The twerk off portion is during the intermission, the middle of the show. You want to know what was going on instead during the intermission part of the show? I'm getting to it because y'all know I got it. We taking a stroll down memory lane here on the IG part. But he says her name was called. That's not what's been said this whole time. What's been said was she wasn't on the side of the stage. Not that she missed a curtain call. And if y'all were looking for her, why didn't anybody hear y'all looking for her? You understand? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But this was during The twerk off portion. This is what was going on.
Sound like a Dr. Crib quiet.
I have to keep pausing it.
When they corrupt, gave a fuck about a bitch, I always be broke.
Now that's James. That was going on during the twerk off. This was going on during the twerk off.
Sunshine. Oh, wait a minute. Come on, sit it. I don't know what's happening. Oh. That's amazing. Open baby eyes. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to call her Canary. Hey, Canary. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
That's what was going on. But let's continue with the declaration, okay? So he says that she didn't answer the call. Thank you. Hello. 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 Wait a minute, guys. Okay, so now let's get back to the declaration, guys. All right. Defendant was not scheduled to perform. Okay. She was irate about not being able to perform, wherein, and I tried to console her during our conversation. I repeatedly tried to comfort her to no avail. She said that if I said one more word to her, she would hit me. I continued to console her, and she punched me in the face several times, causing lacerations due to the rings she was wearing on both hands. I couldn't believe what happened. I was bleeding, disoriented, and embarrassed. My nose and lip were cut open, and my tooth was chipped. Well, really? Let's go to the police report from that night, shall we? Victim stated, Victim stated he called the ambulance and was treated at the scene for a 1/2-inch laceration to his left nostril and a chipped left front tooth. Let me go back to the declaration one more time. Don't do it? Okay. You must have felt my energy rising, okay? Don't do it, but I'm about to. Oh, you are one of those. That basically was brass knuckles, a deadly piece of weaponry James has hitting James was using. What? That basically was a brass knuckles, a deadly piece of weapon James was using. What? What? You want to repeat that? You want to repeat that? What is it don't do? Because at the end of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how that story is bogus. LaTroy said he's at the hospital right now because her nose would not stop bleeding. Yet the police report says the victim stated that he called the ambulance and was treated at the scene for a 1/2-inch nose laceration and a chipped left front tooth. That's what it says in the police report. Let's get to that. Let's get to that because, see, everybody wants to always, Chrisean is lying. Chrisean is lying. But in these documentations, I could tell you this for myself from experience when I was in a court case with a loved one. When the person's story alters and it deviates from one documentation to the other, that causes reasonable doubt because the story is not the same. And guess what? That case was won because the story was not the same. And LaTroy is a witness to it allegedly, and LaTroy is saying that he was at the hospital. The goddaughters said wasn't nothing wrong with him. I played that piece of video already. The goddaughters said there wasn't nothing wrong with him. Do I need to go here and play this? Do I need to go here and play what the road manager said? No, Tamar didn't tell anything, beloved. Because everybody's story has changed. So explain to me this, riddle me this, because we already know all the things that he's alleging she said and all that. Let's get to the bill. Let's get to the bill. Let's get to the bill of all of this, okay? Because this right here, this is the court doc, right? This is a court doc. You see it, it's a court doc. I'm not making this stuff up. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to the declaration. Okay, let's get to the fact that this total right here let's get back to this total that's on this declaration of $138,506. It's a drop in the bucket, right? But when you go down and you start getting into these bills, let's get to the therapy. This is a therapy bill. When did he start therapy? He started therapy Monday, November 13th. The last therapy session was February 19th of 2024. Let me go over here for a second. Because where are we? We are in what month? We're in October, right? We're in October. Let me scroll to the bottom of this and see when this was signed. Find the signature. Hold on. 9/26/2024. That means that on September 26th of 2024, this document was submitted. You only went to therapy for 4 months. Exactly 4 months of therapy. But you did an interview and was saying that you were so traumatized by this event. Yet you grew up in Compton and you say that with pride. Not that you're not supposed to, but you grew up in a rough area and you're telling me you've never had a scuffle, a fight, ever? Ever? Not one time. You've never been punched in your face, not one day of your life. Not one time. The crazy part about all of this is the last day of therapy was on the 19th of February. Y'all see that? This is when the court case was filed. Right here. February 3rd. So you went to therapy up until you filed your case. This is the stuff that I'm putting out there that would cause, if I'm a defense attorney, I'm going to look at all of this. Okay? Let's get to this. Let's get back to this. Let's see. Okay, so this is for the attorney. Okay, these are the attorney fees. All right. When we get over here, these are the payments that were made. Okay, Friendsgiving dinner catering. So these are the catering events that he's saying that he had to cancel. All right. This is the catering event bills that he's had. All right. And he's adding that because he's saying all of these jobs were canceled. And he's saying the total of the canceled jobs that he had to do was $3,000. But when we get to this is where I begin to have my questions. Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's do this because I want to zoom in on this because I want y'all to see this. Let's get to this. It's one chipped tooth, right? So explain to me why all of these are for porcelain laminate veneers. Hold on, because I'm gonna, y'all know how I do. Let me go ahead and let me pull that up. Because none of us are in the dental profession. You can leave and go where you were going. At the end of the day, I'm over here pulling up what I'm pulling up. You don't have to like it, but I'm going to talk about it. Because this is not a game. Okay? And people up here talking what they talking when they talking what they talking about. Saying that this girl, defense attorney, his story never changed. It never changed. This is what he had done. A labial veneer is a thin tooth covering that is bonded to the front of the tooth to improve its appearance. Corrects gaps between the teeth, which we know he had a gap. Treats enamel defects such as a decalcification, enamel lapses, improves cosmetic appearance of teeth. Okay. But it was for one tooth, the left front tooth. So what I would like to know is, why is it on here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 times, totaling almost $50,000. Okay. Then it says Catalina Dental. The goal of this plan is to tackle the most crucial oral health issues. The tab below presents all the procedures that should be completed before fulfilling the treatment. This right here is for one tooth. So that's for a 4. That would be this one right here. The top one, The first one. So explain to me how we got almost a whole mouth full of teeth. Almost a mouthful of teeth on this bill. And this is prepared on July 8th of 2024 after the case has already been into play. But it was one tooth, remember? Remember? Because that's what the police report. The police report says that. Stay on topic because we are not talking about anybody destroying her. What we're talking about is the facts of the case. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the ever-evolving story of the case. So if you're going to be here, stay on topic, please. If you're going to throw your little hate comments and all of that stuff into the chat, make sure that you're on topic with what you're talking about and stop trying to deflect the chat from what's actually being shared. Okay? He went and got the best dental services he thinks Chrisean money can buy. You gonna stay on topic or nah? Where's his witness? Okay, let's get to the witness. Because the witness is in here, in the police report. And in this police report, okay, it says, my partner spoke with witness one, Shelby, whose statement matched that of the victim. The victim's dispute over the performance, but stated that Malone hit the victim approximately 4 times with both fists. That would be 8 times the way that it is written. That would be 8 times that they're saying she got hit. But the detective is saying that there's a dispute on how he was hit. There's a dispute on how many times she was hit. It says, but stated, okay, there is a dispute. But stated, which means that this is everything matched, but this. Everything matched, but that. Okay? The police are saying the victim's injury were a 1/2-inch laceration to his left nostril and a chipped left front tooth. This is what the police are saying. The police are also saying that he was treated at the scene, that he did not go to a hospital. He was treated at the scene. You know what I don't see in all of this? I don't see an ambulance bill. Okay? I don't see an ambulance bill in there. He's suffering for $71,000. He's suing for $71,400 in damages, $50,000 in pain and suffering, $1,656 in services and processing fee, $15,000 for the attorney fee, administrative costs of $450 for a grand total of $138,506. Declaration of James Wright in support of his proof of damages. Now listen, and listen to me good. I hope Monica subpoenas the actual dental records because those dental records will then prove exactly what it is that he was serviced for. Because people can say what they want to say, but I'm not a dental tech, so I went and looked it up. A labial veneer is a thin tooth colored covering that is bonded to the front of a tooth to improve its appearance. How many teeth did he have corrected? The proof is in the pudding. It's right there in front of everybody's face. Now, whether you choose to go by what's being told to you or not, or being shown to you, I should say, by the proof that's being put out there and circulating, that's on you. But it says tooth surface 4. This was the code, this was the process and procedure, and this is how much it costs for that one tooth. I still need to know how we got here. My question is, are we going to just charge her for the one tooth if that's what you're saying? Because, I mean, the proof is not lining up with what is being told. So, again, this is how that lawyer is able to give those declarations that she was given of saying that there is not enough proof to back up what he's alleging. Now we see what they see. If you are just tuning in and you missed it earlier, I will show it again for y'all. Let me go ahead and bring this back up to the stage. Chrisean has already gone to court. She was in and out of court this morning. It says that her attorney was present by phone, and by agreement, the case is continued on the revocation. And it's on the docket for 11/8/2024. So she's going to go back next month. For those of you who are just joining. The only reason why I decided to do this morning, because I was going to do this anyway separately. And again, I know that there'll be people like, Henny, why are you bringing this up? Because at the end of the day, I'm always going to stand step and I'm going to show proof of whatever it is that I'm talking about. And I feel like when people came for me down there in the comment sections, well, y'all were coming for the information that I was giving. Y'all come for my intelligence, which I'm not going to stand for. But I'm also not going to make this a habit either. I'm going to step for what I know I can read and I can see. And I'm also going to use common sense and critical thinking. If the lawyer is saying that there's not enough proof, okay? Let's go back to that for a second. Her lawyer is saying that there's not enough proof, and this was submitted to them. Is that enough proof for you that something has happened? Where's the photographic evidence? Where's the photos? Where's the videos? Because right now, as it stands, it's looking like the bills are the only documentation that is there. And those bills are questionable because the invoices even, and I'm just going to say this, I'm not saying that this is exactly what he did. I'm just saying that this is a possibility. When you create your own invoices, you are able to put whatever you want on your invoices. Well, that's just it. It wasn't one tooth. It was more than one tooth. But the billing, the original billing, was for one tooth. So I'm trying to understand how we got to a almost whole mouth full of teeth. Can anybody in the comment section tell me how we got to that? Yes, he did also come for Black women in his interview, saying that Black women are the reason that there are STDs. But I'm not going to entertain that too much, because right now what I'm doing is I'm sticking to the facts of what I just saw in that declaration versus what it is that was said, what everyone has said, because her lawyer said that his account and the account of those around him, basically his witnesses, their stories don't line up, and they don't. They don't. Now, hopefully this will all get sorted out very soon and swift in court, because this has dragged on long enough. And it gets done. I did show y'all that Chrisean also has handled her other case with the actress Rama that was on BMF. So she's handled her case as far as that stuff goes. Now it's just to see what's going on with the hairdresser's case. But I wanted to show the proof of where this lawyer, her lawyer, where Monica is actually seeing that, and why she's saying that this is not lining up, because it's not. We've all said that it didn't line up when we watched this, regardless to whether you want to sit over there and say to yourselves that, oh no, she definitely did this. She did it because she's guilty, because I can't stand her and I just want to see her go to jail. You cannot deny that when a story changes, the story changes. But then again, they will, because they don't like her and they whatever. They act like she did something personal to them. And that's something that I just can't stand about people who want to be biased on the opposite side of what's there in front of them. Now, you can get down in this comment section and you could play all you want to, but you will find yourselves removed from this channel. I'm no longer dealing with that. I'm no longer dealing with that. If you're here for a reason, but I'm not going to entertain the mentally ill that choose to sit on channels that they don't agree with to be trolls in the comments. And what it is a lot of people know not to come in the lives with it. So they wait till the live ends and then get down in the comment section. You're going to find yourself on the other side. Hello from the other side. Which means we won't see you, but you'll see us. And we'll continue to enjoy what we do over here. But these have been the facts. Again, Chrisean goes back to court in November on the 8th. And we will definitely be keeping up with that. Okay, I will keep you updated. It did finally update over on the other Oklahoma case, the other Oklahoma site. But I'm going to show y'all there's nothing else that is there. It says the same thing that the other site said. So again, we just have to sit and wait. There are no PDFs. I think Oklahoma is also being very cautious with what they're uploading to the website, because people have gone through this caseload and they have picked up personal information that should have been redacted from the records. And so it got back to them. Oh, you missed a lot. Let me see what y'all are talking about down here in these comments. All right. I'm scrolling up. I thought they said that his nose was bleeding uncontrollably and he had to be rushed to the hospital. That is what they said, Hot Shonda. But the police report don't say that. Money has never made money has never made or had hell. He didn't even make that with Tamar. Right. Money he's never had. And child, imagine being that big and swole back trying to hit a lick off of a young female. There's some sad ish. I forgot about coming down here in the comment sections. James couldn't get it from Patty, so he trying to get it from Chrisean. Yeah, y'all forget that he did try to sue Patty LaBelle. And in other words, don't forget to like the content. James wanted a cute smile. I wonder if she's going to stay state on Oklahoma. What do you mean if she's going to stay in Oklahoma? Okay, we can talk about that. I think that she should stay in Oklahoma. That Oklahoma has been doing good by her. She looks at peace. She looks rested. She's been quiet. She's been doing what she's doing over there. She's steadily on her purity path. And I feel like, you know, this has been a good thing for her. Sometimes you have to have all types of special services when teeth are involved. I get that. Sometimes you do have to have that, but the injury that he sustained was a chipped tooth to the front tooth. So all of this other stuff happening, those are different numbered teeth. One thing that I do know is they have numbers on them, on the teeth. So if that's the tooth they're working on, then that's the number for the tooth. So all these other teeth, not for a chipped tooth. If he had to have that tooth extracted and all that other stuff for nerve damage and whatever, then okay, you would have a total reconstruction of the mouth and that area. But you're talking about getting a chipped tooth plugged in, filled in. He never made that kind of money in his life, even laying on his, oh, I'm not about to finish reading that. He tried to hit a lick off of Patty. There's a pattern here. Old and young women. You don't lie, something they are not used to. I try my best not to screw up. And if I screw it up, I come back and I apologize. As y'all know I don't have a problem with saying, okay, guys, I made a mistake. I even apologized to the neighborhood talk when I called them a liar. I did. I apologized to the neighborhood talk. Others won't do that. They'll just keep moving. Okay. And I don't profess myself to know it all, to be on top of it all. But what I am is good at what I do. Hey, Latrina. Kennedy has exited the chat. Bye. Oh, I don't know what happened to Kennedy. I don't know what happened to Kennedy. What Kennedy do? Let me go up here and let me see what Kennedy did. Oh, I didn't even get to see what Kennedy did. Y'all got out of here. Y'all closed the bar quick. Only video we've seen after said injury. Nothing leading to how it occurred. Exactly. Those bills are very questionable because one tooth does not cost that much. I totally agree. Sounds like the dentist is unethical and there is some illegal dental billing occurring. Now, I don't think that there is illegal dental billing occurring, but what I do believe is instead of submitting just the bill for that one tooth that needed to be corrected, she's being charged for every tooth that they corrected. Hey, Roxy girl. Hey, Gemini. Hey, Zoe. Also came from Black Women. Right. I read that already. Sounds like some markups. It's possible. I believe he could have marked up his catering bills. That's a possibility. He sure did. Those are all cosmetic procedures. I love watching your channel because you always bring proof when you do any of the commentary. Thank you so much, Queen Grandma Rax. When you hit someone, you have to pay. All lawsuits are inflated, but she will pay something. No one pays for lawyers or just the amount of the injury. Come on now. No one is saying that. What I'm saying is this bill is fraudulent. Like, it doesn't matter. You do inflate. The price of things may get inflated, but the services should never be. It should never be. And there's no getting around that. If I say I was in a car accident and I injured my shoulder, my elbow, and my pinky toe, I then cannot go in there and submit a bill that says I had reconstructive surgery on my breast and I had a tummy tuck and a BBL as a result of all of that. Because that has nothing to do with the injuries. He mad he isn't about. You know what? Tamar didn't give dental coverage. Looks like she didn't. Right. They had a video of everything that night, but the alleged assault. I get what you're saying. It says one tooth, but you basically got his own dental mouth, his own mouth redone. That's what it sounds like. I don't know any dentist who's willing to risk their license being revoked and charged with fraud. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that that's what happened. I think he went in there, he needed that tooth fixed, and then he decided to get his whole mouth fixed, and I'm going to get my mouth fixed on her. They can call the dentist he went to and see if it was already set. Maybe the invoice is correct, but they can only say Chrisean might be responsible for one tooth. He pays for the gap and all that other ish. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He wanted to look pretty. I agree about that. He created invoices himself. He wanted his whole mouth done and just blamed Chrisean. That's what it's looking like. He fixed the bill. It's not accurate. He's lying. I don't think he fixed that dental bill. He's putting dubs and tens. Move around, James. Yeah. They don't match. They need to look at his prior records for the dentist. I'm pretty sure her lawyer has done that already. I'm pretty sure if she hasn't done it, she's going to do it. Okay. If I was her, and, you know, first of all, she already was told she had to pay restitution to the victim. So she's supposed to pay restitution to the victim and this? Isn't that like double dipping? And she did plead no contest. That was her plea in the criminal case. And it's not the James Wright criminal case. It's just the state of California versus Chrisean. I said from the beginning when it happened, James, Tamar, and Roy are frauds and all cap. He's broke, and what he did was he added on the rest of his bills to that one too, if you know what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, girl. Let me scroll down just a little bit. Ski, the fact that the facts are there. I appreciate you for bringing it to the world. No problem. I feel like if he tried to hug her from behind and she accidentally hit him while trying to push him off, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. None of us know, except for the people that were present in that room, what happened, what didn't happen, how anything happened. But what I do know is they're also saying that there wasn't supposed to be a portion. There was supposed to be a portion. The portion was supposed to be here. The portion was supposed to be there. I'm going to end this with the stage manager. We're going to listen to what he had to say.
I have to do this, but.
And then we're going to end this video and close this video out. I will come back. I will give my final thoughts. I'm going to be watching your comments. Yeah.
I'm going to tell because I'm going to tell the truth and what the truth is. So I'm going to give y'all a second to
he going to tell, and he going to tell the truth. He said, I'm going to tell.
Roll through real quick.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And I will also post the link to this video down in the chat. I mean, in the comment, in the thing below. Okay, let me just get past some of this and get to where he's talking. Because he talks a little.
James, David, Mooney, Tamar. James.
Wait a minute, let me go back a little bit.
It was me, James, David, Mooney, Tamar in that room.
James, David, Moody, Tamar, and himself. No LaTroy.
I want to address this. That's what I want to address right now, because that is what is at question. And what is at question is and it breaks my heart that we even have to go this route and even have to go back and forth on social media. For those that don't know, I am the tour manager for Tamar Braxton, the Love Tour. And what I'm going to address is we were in the room. At the end of the show, Chrisean walked up to Tamar. Troy brought her out a cake. Tamar put her hands in the cake. She had a right hand full of cake and some cake in her mouth. And Chrisean came out and was like, "Where you going, sis? Gotta go on stage." And I'm looking like, huh? Like, what's happening? And Tamar like, the show is over. What do you mean? She said, "I'm about to go on stage." And she's like, "Huh? You ain't been out? You haven't went out there already?" Because she was supposed to go out during the session.
Reach out to who? I know you're not telling me to reach out to that lawyer, girl. I ain't reaching out to that lawyer. No, ma'am. I'm not about to do that.
She hadn't been out. Chrisean hadn't been out. So I was like, come on, ladies, let's just take this in the dressing room. So we went in the dressing room. And in the dressing room, it was me, Tamar, and Chrisean. Tamar was trying to figure
LaTroy at this point.
Out why didn't Chrisean go out during the session? And she's looking at me and I'm like, I don't know. Like Chrisean, I don't know why she didn't go out. So Chrisean breaks down and starts crying. And I felt bad. And the Holy Ghost in me, because I carry it everywhere with me, I began to give her a hug and everything like that. Because I like Chrisean. I like her. And, and I was like, I don't want to see nobody with their feelings hurt, or I don't want nobody feeling some sort of way, because there was a big line of miscommunication that took place. So I began to try to comfort.
There was a big line of miscommunication that took place. Tamar was trying to figure out why Chrisean didn't perform. She was supposed to perform.
For her and hug her and be like, no, don't cry, because it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was trying to.
Let me go back, because he said he did what?
And hug her and be like, no, don't cry, because there was a big line of miscommunication that took place. So I began to try to comfort her and hug her and be like, no, don't cry, because it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was trying to. I don't want you to feel no sort of way. And this was just in the dressing room. And this was.
Did he just say he hugged her? Did he just say he hugged her? He said that he began to comfort her and hug her. I don't see him with a busted mouth, a chipped or chunched tooth. No, Janelle, you are live right now. You're not on the replay, boo.
Me, Chrisean, and Tamar at the time. As the time went on, Chrisean was explaining that this happens to her all the time, and she felt some sort of way because she felt embarrassed. She felt embarrassed, and she felt like, that this is just like, that shouldn't happen to her, because, she was just prepared to go out during the Twerk session, and that time had come and she didn't go out. So Tamar is still asking, like, what happened? What happened? Why didn't she go out? And I'm like, shit, I'm trying to figure out what happened too. So David and Mooney come in. They both do makeup. And we're all at this point talking about what happened. Tamar is saying, Mooney, what happened? Mooney was saying that Chrisean was not on the side of the stage, and when it was time for the Twerk part, Mooney is the choreographer and he also does makeup. Mooney was saying Chrisean was not on the side of the stage. So it's like, well, what happened? Well, who was there? Who can, like, what? Everybody's screaming, what happened? What happened? At this point, Chrisean is like, yes, I was on the side of the stage. I was there. And I was like, okay. And I'm trying to calm everybody down. Just let's do this a peaceful conversation, because Chrisean is upset. She's very upset. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, let's calm down. Like, everybody, let's talk this thing out or whatever. And then a few more talking. And then James comes in the room. So at this point, it's me, Chrisean.
Hold on. Before we get into who was in the room, there's a commotion going as to why didn't she perform. Tamar wants to know, why didn't she perform? So why is it being said in the beginning that she wasn't supposed to perform? And if she was supposed to perform at the end of the show, wasn't Tamar on the stage at the end of the show when they brought the cake out and all of that? Because they was over there singing the Dog Pound and having striptease shows during the time that she was supposed to be performing.
David, Mooney, Tamar, James. James comes in the room and notices that Chrisean is upset. By the mirror, Chrisean is on the right-hand side. James is right next to her. He was consoling her, and I was literally right next to James. And Tamar asking James, well, what happened? Why didn't Chrisean go out there during the session? And James said, we was looking for her on the side of the stage, and she was not on the side of the stage. And Chrisean got very upset, and she was like, I was on the side of the stage. I was there. Where else would I go, man? You lying? Like, that's cap. I was on the side of the stage. Like, I was there on the side of the stage.
on the side of the stage. You were looking for her on the side of the stage, but you said that y'all were calling for her. But it sounds like to me you glanced over in a spot, you didn't see her, you kept going. Because LaTroy said she wasn't getting on his stage. She wasn't getting on his stage. All right. Y'all heard that.
And James said, no, you wasn't. We called for you there. Chrisean said, say I wasn't there one more time. Say I wasn't there on the side of the stage one more time. James was like, I'm telling you, we was calling you and you. I'm like, oh shit. Literally happened just like that. And here I am, like, this girl just, this boy, a couple of times with them big ass rings on her finger. And I'm just like, no, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. I get Chrisean to the other side of the room. At this point, James' face is leaking with she going off saying, man, that's cap, da 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 da. Everybody is shocked. And I mean shocked because, mind you, I like Chrisean. I'm still at this moment trying to de-escalate everything. Like, I don't want this to go left. Like, this is crazy. This is all craziness. And I'm like, Chrisean, you gotta calm down. Everybody, you gotta calm down. Like this, it's a lot of yelling. At this point, Mooney and James, get her ass out of here. Da, da, da. You know, I'm like, okay, everybody calm down. I got Chrisean.
I had to take a moment because let me just say this. And I think I'm going to come on the camera to say this. And y'all leave me alone because today, y'all know it's my short day. So there was, I'm in my robe because after this, I'm going to go clean up the kitchen a little bit, if I'm making my lunch. And I'm going to go have my lunch and pack my bag so I can get ready to go to work. Now, I'm going to say this because I don't like how people try to weaponize standing up for what's right. The whole reason why I began doing what I do for Chrisean, which is defending, showing proof to back up things, to show that she's not this evil, diabolical, wicked person that a lot of people try to paint her out to be, is because I watched her for 4 years. I watched her from BGC to OKC. I'm only saying OKC because it went with what I was about to say. And I watched this young lady go through things. And I watched this young lady have moments where she was down and out and people kicked her while she was down, dragged her while she was out. I watched people turn on her because she did not do what they wanted her to do. Yet no one turned on Whitney when she stayed with Bobby. Now, I'm not saying that they're Whitney and Bobby, but what I'm saying is no one turned on Bay when she stayed with Jay. No one's turned on Cardi when she's gone back to Offset, at least not to the degree and magnitude that they have turned on Chrisean. I watched her go live. I watched her be broken doing lives. Broken down in a relationship, madly in love with this man who loves her, but he's so toxic. I watched her struggle to pick herself back up. The very same behaviors that people want to keep bringing back up are the behaviors that everyone was cheering and championing. Loved seeing her on Bad Girls, loved seeing her on Blue Girls Club. Now, some people may have been haters from the beginning because they didn't like her. They didn't like the fact that she started dealing with Blue under the circumstances that she started dealing with Blue. Y'all have stayed true to your side of the fence, and that's cool for you. But I have a heart. I have daughters. And beyond all the mess, I saw something, and I still see something in her that I can't quite put my finger on. And it's not me living vicariously through her. It's not me feeling like she's me when I was younger. It's me seeing someone living out something that is very common for young women, whether people want to admit it or not. If you've never been through a toxic relationship, if you've never dealt with coming out of rough situations or coming from a background that wasn't very conducive to your mental health, to your spiritual well-being, if you've never watched someone trying to find themselves in the midst of chaos, then you'll never understand or get it. If you watched this young lady, you grew interest. Everybody's been vested. Even if you were vested just to drag her, you were vested. I know at one point in time, I was so vested, I had to detach myself because I had gotten sucked into this thing that was called Blueface and Chrisean. Because every day, all day, it was something. Every day, all day, it was something. Even when we lay down to go to sleep, we would wake up and something happened. We were all intrigued from our level to the White House. They're talking about Chrisean in the White House. Kamala asking Jason Lee about Chrisean. What I hate is when people try to turn a blind eye to facts and a different perspective because they don't agree with it. You can have your opinions. Understand that. You can have your opinions and feel how you want to feel, but it doesn't have to be so vicious. So for me, I felt like I'm going to come up out of these comment sections and I'm going to build a platform and I'm going to show the other side. I'm going to show why people feel the way that they feel or why people are saying that this is inaccurate. That's why I came out of the shadows. And yes, my channel has evolved to where I began digging and finding court docs and bringing things to the forefront. I've evolved as a content creator, but my base and foundation is to stand up for defending a narrative. Now, people will say that you defend a girl that you don't even know. I'm defending a narrative. My goal was to humanize Chrisean. And somehow it became something else in the eyes of other people. My goal was to try to humanize Carlissa, but the more I tried to humanize Carlissa, the worse things became. I even attempted to humanize Blueface. And if you've been on this channel since last year, because my 1-year anniversary will be coming up very soon. If you've been on this channel since last year, you know that I spoke very much about toxic mothers. I've talked about growing up with addicted parents. I've talked about domestic violence. I've talked about things in such a real way that people were in my comment section telling me, damn, I never looked at it like that. Thank you, Henny, because I see it differently. I see her differently. That's been my goal, to humanize this whole situation, because their lives have become content, so much so that people will ignore facts in front of their face. So while you feel like I'm putting this out here for no reason, or I'm giving the hate pages something to talk about. I'm not giving a hate page a damn thing to talk about. What I'm doing is bringing to light the fact that her lawyer said that there has basically been inconsistencies in James's story and the people around him who have told the story. And we all watched it. Whatever happened in that dressing room will come out in court. And whatever the outcome is, can we all err on a side of this is a whole different version? Because by now, we all know, all of us who have followed Chrisean for however long you followed her, you know for a fact by now we would have had some blue-faced shenanigans. Ain't no blue-faced shenanigans. She cleaned house. She came out. She unfollowed him. She's only following her son. She's kept it like that. She came out. She's been speaking about the Lord. That's all her content has been about. It's been about the Lord. It's been about, she just posted a pastor who was in jail, who had a spiritual enlightenment. She posted her brother. Just because you don't see me posting stuff don't mean that I'm not watching. She was going live, praying, reading her Bible. And I said this over on IG. If you watch how she was interpreting that Bible when she was trying to talk about Palestine and Israel, she didn't have a very clear understanding of interpretation of the word. She wasn't very, I don't want to say secure, but she wasn't comfortable. The way she's interpreting the Bible now, that's not somebody who just picked the Bible up today and started reading. She's been in her word, but not dedicated to her word, and she's dedicated to something else. All of this stuff that she's dealing with right now, the James case, the Rama case, the hairdresser case, the Oklahoma case, all that stuff she's dealing with now are products of the past. Not one time have I said that Chrisean was not toxic. How could you not be toxic in a toxic environment with a toxic other half? You're dealing with a toxic man. You're dealing with the toxicity of the internet, and you're on a highly toxic program. How could you not? She came from a toxic situation. So I can't say that and stand on it because I know that she had toxicity in her. She's acknowledged that she's had toxicity in her. But God dang, the girl is not on that anymore, and you still dragging her. I did a post to applaud the fact that she is actually handling her business right now. Because when we went through her court docs, I even stopped and said, God damn, all you had to do was go to court, girl. God damn, all you had to do was pay this fine, girl. And we all acknowledged that she wasn't handling things the way she was supposed to handle them. You know why? Because she was caught up. She was caught up with her man. And how many of you as women have never been so enthralled with your man that you've let things fall to the wayside? Things that were important. Come on now. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. But most importantly, don't lie to yourself. And that's not an excuse. That is a reality. That is a human thing. Men have been so caught up in their women that they have let important things fall to the side. Because we become so in love that it encompasses us. It encompasses us in ways that we don't even recognize. Her concern wasn't, let me get here and pay this. Her concern was, let me get back over here. I don't understand when she's doing something positive, why you still got to find a negative. And I'm not doing this as a negative for her. I'm doing this because this is what she's doing. This is progress. This is change. This is a young lady that is fighting to become that young woman that she was meant to be.
because we're all meant to be something. We all have a destiny that's written for us, whether we realize it or not, whether we're praying to find out about it or not. We all have a purpose on this earth. We're not just here to be here and take up space. And we're also not here to be mean and vicious and nasty. She has a baby now. She has a baby now. She's in love with her son, and her son loves her so much. The way he just touches her face and kisses on her. She's kissed on that baby and loved on that baby and poured so much into him, you can tell. But people want something to be wrong with her child. And I'm going to say this to that, and then I'm never going to speak on this again. If there were anything wrong with her child, it's none of our business. It is not our place to diagnose her kid. He's a baby. He's a baby. Have people gotten that sick in their minds that they actually champion this every day? Yes, they have. There's whole hate pages with the baby's picture on it. There's a whole social media handle that speaks as if they are the baby. Disgusting. How many of you out there have fought hard to get away from a man, to get away from an addiction, to get away from a woman? How many of you had tried to turn over a new leaf for a second, third, fourth, fifth, 20 millionth chance? But you had people pulling you down along the way. Probably everybody. People that are vicious because they don't want to see you succeed because they can't. People who are vicious because their life has dealt them a hard hand. It's a popular saying to say that hurt people, but that's not true because I'm a hurt person and I don't intentionally set out to hurt people. I don't. You attack, I'm going to attack back. And if I hurt people unintentionally, I don't have a problem with saying that wasn't my intention and I apologize. I've said that already. What I say is unhealed, hurt people with no desire to heal, hurt people. I don't know what it's like to wake up every day and have misery in my heart and malice on my mind. I don't know what that's like. And I don't want that type of energy on my channel, in my space. Because I think everybody in this chat right now that's active, people that watch this channel and they actually receive, because people watch from the bushes that actually admire. You'd be surprised who I'm finding out watches my channel from the bushes that are actually some pretty big people. They all desire to be better than they were yesterday. That's why I do what I do. That's why I stand on business for her the way that I do. I'm not an obsessed fan. I'm a person that sees another person being bullied by the masses, who's not being given the opportunity or the chance to become something greater than what they've been. That's what I see. So
I don't even think I need to finish this video because we've come so far from this topic. But I wanted to put that out there because I could just feel it. I could feel it. And I know they're going to come in the comment section when this live is over and they're going to have stuff to say. And y'all could big back me and all of that. I don't care what you say because I'm still going to get up every day that I have to do this and do this. And the days that I'm not doing this, I'm researching and putting together what I'm going to do for the following week when I'm off from work or when I have a minute to come live. So we're not the same. And anyone that can focus on the flaws of another person is somebody that has too much time on their hands. You're too busy not focusing on you. Anywho, that's going to do it for this. Again, Chrisean had court. She was in and out. That was a very quick one today. And she goes back to court on November 8th. Okay. So we will be waiting to see what happens on November 8th. If they're going to postpone it again, if they're not, we're going to be waiting to see what's going to happen. You know, those of you who pray, P-R-A-Y, and not pray, P-R-E-Y, continue to put those prayers up, continue to keep it covered. If she has to stay in Oklahoma, then so be it. I think Oklahoma has been really good for her, but I think that she should be allowed to go visit her mother because I will make this announcement for everybody who doesn't know or those who do know. Chrisean's mother, Charla, she is in rehab. She's doing good from what I'm seeing. I'm not going to say where I've been following that story at because if they don't know, I'm not going to be the one that gives them the GPS map to find it. All I know is I will go ahead and make a story over there on Straight Henny Media about it. If you want to follow the Chrisean content, that's where I'll be. I actually probably should have put this up on both channels, but I didn't. Thank you, Fatima, for the super chat. Evelyn, happy 8-month anniversary to you. I love y'all. Remember to love each other. Love yourself first because nobody's going to ever love you better than you. Vibe high so that the bullshit don't stick. And I'll see y'all in the next video. I love y'all.